Hello, this is me, Nomi, and today we are gonna be predicting the standings, the driver standings, any constructor fuck me, any constructor standings for F123. I'm not gonna make one for F124 because we never have seen them race. I haven't seen any of them ever race, so I'm not gonna make the standings for them, and I'm just gonna make the top 10. So this is not gonna be so long video, but I'm just gonna say these are my predictions. Don't take it seriously or take it so bad, because obviously they are just prediction. It's not how it's gonna end. Obviously we've seen last season, we've seen Syringe win, Ronan coming in second and third, the guy who's not in the league anymore. I'm not gonna tell you why. That's Yeah, it was originally he was gonna be a mod too, but something happened and he decided to leave. And we've seen Ferrari domination almost in the constructors championship. So for next season, we need to make some predictions, because there is a lot to speak about, like the constructor championship fights or the new drivers. Can someone, like, I don't know, can a new driver bring something new? A new title contender in the drivers, or a team who's gonna stand out the most. Today we're gonna see every team, and we're gonna see how they are. First, I'm gonna check. I'm gonna make a little what I'm gonna say about all the teams. I'm gonna do a little, how to say, not prediction, a little bit of a, how to say, um, what I think about fuck, how is everything for this season. So first, we're gonna start off by Mercedes. Yeah, Mercedes were last season with 48 points and a half, which is really really bad, because we've had a lot of teams who were bad, like seriously bad. They were one of them, and they've come up in 10th last last season. But this season, I think it's gonna be a really much more positive season, and they are not gonna be last. I'm pretty sure they have made a really good upgrade to the lineup. First, it was like originally from all the season, most of the races, they didn't even, how to say, they didn't even race. Like, in Bahrain, there was no Mercedes. Then same thing. No, no. In Saudi Arabia there was Ismail. No, but There weren't a lot of Mercedes drivers at the time until Groth and Stephen. There was Bubu and Ismail. Then after them, nobody was there. You know, Ismail just started not racing anymore, and um, Bubu just didn't race. Just retired from the F123 sheet, from the F123 tier. And that's how it went for Bubu. Though now they have a new lineup, they have Stephen and Groth. At least they had at the end of the season. Their lineup now is made by Irfan and Karanzi and Stephen as a reserve. So I'm gonna rate them. I think they're gonna be, 7.5. I think it will be. It depends on Karanzi, but I think they will be midway, like not so high, but not so down. Then there's V-Carb, or Racing Bulls, or AlphaTauri, or or Visa Shopper B, however you wanna call them. They came ninth last season. They never had like two active drivers that could race. They had Crispy at first in the league. They were actually pretty good, in the first rounds. They were actually up there. They were never like that down. But after P3 games started not to race anymore, Terrajot left. Um, this just meant Racing Bull's downfall. But even P3 games coming back in the last round just to leave again because he can't race and blames it on other people. Yeah, that's just how he is, and that's how it went. Then they had Crispy, who didn't race a lot. Yeah, but though he was really good. He was really really good. He managed to get two podiums. I think he scored most of the points for them. P3 Games actually raced a lot, and he had the potential. He was just I don't know how to say, just DNF'd every race. Like if you see in the driver standings, let me check. Because actually P3 Games from all the races, he DNF'd 8 times and just managed to score points in the first race of this. No, in the first and in the Belgium sprint. Just there. No, not yeah, I think no Belgium and Austria sprint. Yeah, that was it. Only there, and that's really bad for him because he was really good at the time. There weren't many good drivers at the time, and even though the level wasn't high, he just couldn't get there. But yeah, I really think that I think that is completely done. Like Racing Bulls is done for. I think that next season they will not be as good. Like they will not be really good. Even though they have Crispy, yeah, Crispy is good, but Crispy doesn't race a lot. That's why I gave them a 7. Not a 7.5 like I did with Mercedes. I think Mercedes are quite ahead. Maybe even 6.5. Yeah, 6.5. Depends on Gamer X, who he is, how he is. And then yeah, Crispy, I don't think he's gonna race that much. And um, I don't know, Xovoni. I don't know how it's called. Let's call him Xovoni. I don't think he's that good. I think he's gonna be that good. Um. Okay, so let's go to the next team. So now I'm gonna speed up things, but next one is Red Bull, which is I kind of don't really know. Um, kind of don't really know what to say about Red Bull because there was one race, just one race, which was there was one race where they could have got 1-2, and that race was Las Vegas, around, let me check, I don't really remember. Yeah, around 11. Where Serena won from ninth, and a guy who I don't know, like, FIDA. I don't know, like, he seemed fat as fuck, man. He seemed fat as hell, but in qualifying, then in the race, he got killed and he DNF'd. So I don't know. I really do think that FIDA next season, in season 2, he will be a title contender. Really do think he will. Um, and then for Red Bull, they had FIDA. FIDA is no FIDA. Fuck Irfan. Irfan is really really good for a driver. Like a driver that can get P5s. He can get podiums if he wants. He can get top fives, and he can be consistent. Getting Red Bull is in a good position if he does want. And yeah, that's it. I'm gonna say then Red Bull right now they have let's see a bit. They have Grot as a team principal and driver, and Kezimati and Zifu, I don't know how to fucking call him, as a reserve. And man, that's a solid lineup. They can win the constructors. And you know what they say, everything can happen. I'm gonna give them an 8.5. Because I don't think they are the fastest, but I think they are pretty fast. Let's go to the next one. Now, coming in 7, we didn't expect it, but 7th is Williams. Williams, after, let me see, I don't really remember what race. After Spa, they were just less than 20 points, like 16 points, no, 15 points behind Alpine. And Alpine was first, and they were third in the constructors. Just Fleeble, like Motors races, just Fleeble raced. Of full points, Williams had 108 points, and which of them? Fleeble took 48. And you wanna know why? Because Sir Angel took most of them. Because at the start of the season, they were carried by Sir Angel. And at the start of the season until round 5, at the end of round 5, after round 5, they were leaders of the constructors. You know, Spain was the last real race. Last, fuck. Wait, last. Now, coming in 7, we didn't expect it, but 7 is Williams. Williams, after, let me see, I don't really remember what race. After Spa, they were just less than 20 points, like 16 points, no, 15 points behind Alpine. And Alpine was first, and they were third in the constructors. Just Fleeble, like Motors races, just Fleeble raced. Of full points, Williams had 108 points, and which of them? Fleeble took 48. And you wanna know why? Because Sir Angel took most of them. Because at the start of the season, they were carried by Sir Angel. And at the start of the season until round 5, at the end of round 5, after round 5, they were leaders of the constructors. You know, Spain was the last real race. I'm sorry, I was saying the last race of Sir Angel with William before he just said, fuck it, I'm going to Ferrari. And he DM'd Mason, and that's how all started. That's how Ferrari won the constructors. Most of the time I'm gonna say this. But that's just how it is. Let's go to the next team. And sixth on the grid last season was McLaren. Okay, so McLaren was a pretty nice team. All the season they just had ducks most of the time, and then Bria sometimes. He did a really good job too. He always outscored ducks. But speaking of ducks, he raced most of the time. He was the only driver to race in McLaren, and since he's left, only Ulrich was the only one to drive there, and now they have a pretty, they have a really, I don't know what to say. They are strong lineup, but not that strong because I think they can fight for the like mid to high position in the constructors. You know why? Because they have a driver or rich car which is a mid driver. Like yeah, he can get points, but he can't get top fives. And then they have Fida, a driver that I think that he can win the drivers championship. I think he's really good. And he told me even that he's back and he says he can race almost every race. He hopes so, at least. He said that he won't leave again. And I think he's ready. He really wants to, he really will try to win. And yeah, I really believe in him. Then they got the reserve, which is Rainer. I don't really remember anything about him. Though I think he's nice. He's like free ball. He can get points. But now, since I wanna be fast, um, oh wait, vote for Williams was to their new lineup. Re-speaking of Williams, since I'm fucking dumb. So Flibble and GG user, I'm gonna give it a 5, not a 5, a 6 minus. Just it's not as good. I think they will fight for the back places and for McLaren. I'm gonna be going with a 6 plus. No, 6.5 at least. Yeah, 6.5. I think that's fine. Yeah, just because of Aldrich Car, they have feeder, but I don't think Aldrich Car will make it any better. Then we've got Haas. Yeah, Haas was fifth last season. Um, they weren't as good. Yeah, they really were not that good. So, in the first races, after the first races, they were not. They were really, really bad. They had just Bullet, but, Bullet wasn't doing that much. So, like, they just, like, in the first two races, they didn't even make a point. They didn't even score a single point. Then they had FIDA who won Spain and who came second in Australia. And that really brings something really, really good. And FIDA left. And yeah, they just came back in the Austin race with Hiakar and Soap. Though both of them left. And after Hiakar and Soap, you know who there were? There was KG Martin Fantasy. And yeah, that lasted until the end of the season. Now KG Martin has gone to Red Bull. And Fantasy is now the leader, is now the TP. With Bloodlust. And I think this is a pretty mid lineup. I'm gonna rate them a 6. Yeah, just because I think there will be some steps ahead of Williams, but not really ahead of everyone. Yeah, that's all. So let's move on to the next team. Then coming next is Kick Sauber or Alfa Romeo, because yeah, on F1 it is still Alfa Romeo, but here we just are gonna call him Sauber, which last season came fourth. They were fighting for the third, but Aston Martin got it by one single point. They got the third, Sauber got fourth. Sauber, who, yeah, in the season they were really, really bad, man. Like, for most of the season, like, they struggled to even get into the top five or in the constructors. Most of the time, they were just some backhead teams that nobody really thought of could get in the top three or even top five since they never were there. But from Qatar on, the last 4 rounds, they actually came back for one single person, which is Ronan. Ronan won Qatar, then in Las Vegas, no, Smoggy came third, but Ronan didn't race. Then Mexico, Ronan came second. Brazil, Ronan came third and Smoggy came fifth. Another really good results. And then in Abu Dhabi, Ronan came second and McCrombus, who decided to race there for this race, came fifth. And that was the end of it. They really cooked the final races of the season, and I think at the end of the season they were the team. They were the last 4 rounds, not 5 rounds. They were the faster and better team. They were the ones to make the most points and come from a really bad um, P8 with 33 points to a P4 with 144 doing 100, like 111 points if I'm not wrong. I'm not really thinking about it anyway. And now they have a lineup that can actually win the extractors. Ronan and Gamer Bosna. Gamer Bosna, we don't really know much about it, but he's really good. I know, I understand it. And Ronan, he was the runner-up this season. He could go for the drivers this season, but I'm not really sure. And then Smug is a reserve, who, to be a reserve, is actually pretty good. And I rate this lineup a 9 plus. That's all I want to say. I don't want to glaze too much. I just want to say this lineup is really, really good. Then going on to the next one. Here we got now Aston Martin. They were third last season. And yeah, just by a point overtook Sauber. Their peak was on races like, I don't know, Monza, when Sauber, no, no Monza. Yeah, Monza, yeah, when Aston Martin did P2 and P3. The races when nobody was in the league. So like Spa, Hungary, then, they did some consistent points, and that bring them to P3 in the constructors. The key for them was consistency, not anything, not being fast, not, but They were consistent all season doing nice points and they came to the last race in P3 and they kept P3. No, they came to the last race in P4 and they got P3. And I wanna get them the trophy for most consistent team of the season. I'm pretty sure that's what I need to I need to say about them. And their new lineup is the same as last season's. I'm gonna rate it a 6.5 because I think they have that a little bit more. I don't know. Not really tell you, I'm really skeptical about this. And let's go on to the next team. Then now we have got Alpine. They were P2 last season, and um, their key to getting this success was one, Shaz, which wasn't a driver, he was a TP, but he got a lot of good drivers like Apicola, got a win. Now, without him, I think Aston Martin and Sauber would have been second and third, and Alpine would not have been on the podium. They would have been fifth or even sixth in the constructors without Apicola and G-Man and without Schatz in general. Then the main reason was mostly because they had Ronan and Suprema. These really bring them to success and to the P2, that's really good. They were just 55 points behind Ferrari. I think they managed to get a pretty good season. Next season, I think Shad is cooking something. Already Alpine have got in their lineup as now they have got McCrombus and G-Man, two Canadians. Who I think McCrombus is really really good and G-Man is a little bit less good. They don't have a reserve right now, but Schatz is a TP that can race. If the driver misses, he will race, and he's pretty active, so I'm sure he will cook something. And I've got a pretty good expectation for their next season. And I give this lineup a solid 7 minus. No, it's not that good, but it's not that bad. It's good by part, but it's bad by another. And let's move on to the next team. And now the winner of last season's constructors was Ferrari. They've come first with 218 points and a half, and mostly this was for Sir Angel because if you look just before the race before Sir Angel joined, they were seventh. They were not gonna make any progress. They were not gonna make anything. They after they got Sir Angel, they just flied off like just after one race they were third. After another, after just another, time by time, like even Mason gonna win. He gonna win in Monza. But after that, by round 9, so by Austin, with a 7 Angel win, they were in P1 in the constructors. And then, yeah, it just continued. Because, Sir Angel just continued to dominate. Mason didn't really do much. And at his last round, a new guy came. Happy Cola, not Happy Cola, Gamer Bosna, to give them the constructors. To give them, no, even more points for the constructors. And when it all I don't really know what to say. Their new lineup is insane, really insane. Epicola and Sir Angel. I'm gonna give them a really, really nice 9.5. Epicola is really good. Is a really good driver. He can win. He can win races. And same thing for Sir Angel. Sir Angel is just make the difference. Just faster than everyone. This means it just means that they're just gonna win, and that's what I actually think they will win this season. And so, for the standings, that's what I predict. Okay, so for people who don't know what I'm gonna do now I'm gonna predict all of the teams from 10th to 3rd. If you really thought, Dummy, wasn't this everything? No. This was just a rating I was gonna give the team for what they've done in season 1. Now comes the actual prediction. Also, look at my car. Look how beautiful this thing is. Just look at it. Yep, you understood me. If there is no grid change and everyone races every race in 10th, I predict none other than Williams being there. Because first they have Flibble as a team principal, Flibble's bad as a driver, Flibble's bad at everything. Then they have GG User. GG User has actually done a pretty good race in Abu Dhabi, though it's not enough to bring the team to a better level. This is why I think in season 2 of SRL F1 23, Williams will be 10th and last. Then yes, you understood me really well. Aston Martin will be ninth in the constructors' standings. I think this because I don't think Mo's gonna race a lot. And I think Darius he started attending less races. I think they're just not gonna attend a lot. He's just not gonna attend a lot. And that's the same thing that's gonna be for him. And after this, I don't know what Mo's gonna tell me, but I'm not, bro. I'm not gonna predict Aston Martin. Like maximum, I think 8. Just for the team that comes next, I'm gonna tell you why. But by my prediction, I think 10th, 9th, and 8th will be a little bit close, but yeah, I think Aston Martin will be 9th. Then in 8th, I have got Haas. I'm not really a hater of it, like I like the lineup is pretty mid. Though, that's not. I don't really like it because there is Bloodlust, which I've never seen, and I don't think it's that good. And then Fantasy. Fantasy is better than Fleable and GG User, I'm pretty sure. And is better than Darius. Better than, I think, not better than Mo. But I think Fantasy and Bloodlust will race some races and they will do pretty good. And they will get 8 in the constructors. I don't think though. I think 10th, 9th, and 8th are gonna be fighting for that 8th position in the constructors, and Haas will get it. With 9th coming, as I've told you before, Aston Martin, and 10th coming Williams. Incredibly, after after round 3, they were the ones in P1 in the constructors, and now saying they are 10th is incredible. And now saying Haas is gonna be 8th is incredible as well. So now coming on in seventh position is seventh will be VCAR Tauri, however you wanna call it. Yep, they will be seventh, I think. That's not for hate, but I don't know how GamerX is. He could be bad as fuck. He could be good like Sir Angel. We never know. And Crispy is not gonna race that much, so I think they will be seventh in the grid. That's how it's gonna end for them. And that's just how it's gonna go. That's what I think it will be. Yeah, I really they could have been even in the top 5, but I don't think they will do it. And now coming in P6 in the Constructor Championship is Alpine, I think. Yeah, I know they may have got their best TP of the best TP. But right now, if we speak about the lineup they have, I don't think they can go any higher than sixth. I think they will be there with the team that's gonna be fifth, but they are not gonna be fifth. I'm pretty sure. I think they will be in P5, and yeah, nothing much to say. They have the best TP. They have McCrombos, which he said he drived without a setup, so actually it could be like Alpine could be actually fifth, and they will be fighting with another team. I'm not gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna tell you when I will tell you. Okay, that's just what I think it will be. I think Alpine will be sixth. Cromos, I think he will be pretty good, but I don't think G-Man will. I don't really think G-Man will be that good. That's why I think Alpine will be sixth. They can be higher, yeah, they can be fifth. No, I don't think fourth, but they can be fifth, I'm pretty sure. So now, coming next, fifth in the constructor for S2 in my prediction is Mercedes. Mercedes have come last season, but this season it's different. They have Irfan and Clancy. Clancy might be good. Clancy might be bad as hell. I don't know. But they're looking pretty strong coming up to the season. They're coming pretty good, and I actually do think they will actually get pretty good. They will actually get pretty good results with Irfan and Clancy, but I don't expect them to be any higher. Though I expect them to be lower. Actually, I expect them to be fighting with Alpine for sixth, for five, for fifth, for the top five. But I think Mercedes will get it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not. We didn't see enough of McCrumbus in Alpine, and we did see enough of Irfan. How he was not that good. We did never see Clancy, though. That's another thing we gotta say. We never have seen Clancy. So my prediction could be wrong. It could be right. I do not know. So they are fifth, and now coming on in fourth place in a constructor will be McLaren. Yeah, McLaren have got two really good drivers. I think a really good reserve, a really good reserve. But they've got Aldrich car. I think Peter's gonna make the team go forward. I think Aldrich is just gonna get some points, not a lot. But I think he will get points. And then I think Fida will carry McLaren most of the way. Fida will carry McLaren. Since I think Fida will be on the podium most of the times, even winning. I think Fida will be even winning some races. I really like this lineup. I really think they will uh, they will do a lot. I do think they will do a lot this season. Though I don't think they will get a. They might win the drivers with Fida, but I never would think in my head that McLaren can win the constructors. It's just something I just will not, just can't think about it. Because that's not gonna happen in my opinion. And now, coming third, because I think McLaren is gonna be in a pretty, they're gonna be a sitting duck. They're not gonna be, they're not gonna be fighting with the top three because I'm gonna say the top three is gonna fight for the constructors, but they will not fight neither for the with Alpine and Mercedes, neither for a win of the constructors. And coming third for the constructors will be with the Polish lineup, Red Bull. They have got Grot and KZ who was the last winner of the SRL season. They got Grot and KZ two Polish, two really good drivers. Sergio has been complaining a lot about KZ and Grot, Grot is Grot. He's good, though he's not that good. They are both fighting for some podiums every race. I think what can bring them the constructors can be the consistency if they will be consistent. But I don't think they will win it. I think like 30 to 40 points gap, not that much. Yeah, that's what I think will be. I think they will be third. The constructors a much more heated fight, but that's just how it is. I just think Red Bull doesn't have it. They can't fight. They can't win. Though they will fight obviously, but they will not win. That's at least what I think. And now, coming in second in the constructors is Kick Sauber or Alfa Romeo, however you wanna call it. We have seen Ronan was the runner-up last season, and Gamer Bosna has shown that he's really fast, as fast as Ronan I think. At least that's what we've seen in Abu Dhabi. I think Gamer Bosna is really good. We have a lot to see next season. That's why I say next season will be exciting as hell. With Gamer Bosna and Ronan, they can win the constructors, but I predict them just to be a little bit behind. Just a little bit behind. the team that is gonna win the Constructors' Championship in season two. Then they have Smoggy as a reserve. I always say Smoggy is really good. Smoggy is good as hell. He can get really good results, and that's what he will do when one of the two main drivers doesn't race. And then coming in third in the SRL season two Constructors' Championship will be, for the second time in a row, Ferrari will win the Constructors' Championship. They have Sir Angel and Happy Cola, by far the best lineup. I don't think by far, but they are the best lineup. Maybe there can be some changes mid-season, maybe someone leaves, someone is inactive, but if they just race every race, that's gonna be the result. Ferrari is gonna be champion, and it's gonna be constructor champions again, with Mason again as a team principal winning once again the constructors. But this time it's gonna be tough, really tougher than before, because yeah, before as like last season was really easy. They didn't have all those opponents they have now, and we really we will see who will win the constructors. The three-way fight we can see is Red Bull, Sauber, and Ferrari. But I do think Ferrari will have the upper end and win the Constructors' Championship for the SRL Season 2. And now, going to think, not think, going and speaking about the other championship, the Drivers' Championship, which last season was dominated, not one, dominated by Sir Angel. And then, just coming 38 points behind, Ronan. And then, coming that's 100 points behind. What can happen? I'm gonna predict the top 10 drivers for the SRL season number 2. So to start off, I'm gonna go for TV Carb or Alpha Tauri, driver of Crispy. I think he will be in P10 just because he will not race that much. That's why I just predicted him to be in P10 and not any higher, not any higher and not any more like more behind than that. Just because I think there are a lot of drivers who will be ahead, pretty sure. There are a lot of drivers this season which will be just better, who are just better than Crispy in general. But that obviously will race more, I think. And that will get the upper end on Crispy and that will be ahead of him. Could have could have got a lot of more drivers in here, like Smoggy, because I think he will attend more than Crispy does. No, I think Crispy will attend some races out of the 10 races and he will make this result. So now, coming in ninth is the Mercedes driver of Irfan. And why do I think that? I really don't think Irfan will do pretty good results. I don't think he will attend a lot. And yeah, I just don't think he's gonna be at the level of a lot of drivers like Ronan, Gamer Boss now. I don't think he's gonna be at the level of these people. It was really difficult for me to make these standings because they're all good, they can all win, but that's just how I think it will go. And so you're fun. So next one to get eighth position in the driver standings will be the Red Bull driver of Growth. I think eight will be Growth because I don't think he's gonna have a really good season, and I think he will attend not all races obviously, but he will attend some. He will attend most of the races obviously. But I just think, it's really strict because everyone here is good. But, I just think he will be finishing this driver championship in eighth position. Yeah, really delusional because I've said before they will be third, Red Bull will be third in the constructors. But I think, you know, by 10th to 5th, it will be really strict. The kind of all the top 10 will be really strict because every one of them is really good. But now, coming in seventh, I predict the Alpine of Columbus be there. It's not some hate against McCrumbus. I just didn't see him race enough. Don't really know what to say. Though he's good, he will be really close. Though he's not gonna be in the top five by really small points, but he's not gonna be in the top five. He's just gonna be seventh. He will be the reason of Alpine's P6 in the constructors, and that's just it. That's it. That's what I really do think will happen. Yeah, divers for the seventh position. And now coming into this, call me crazy, not call me crazy, but I think sixth will be Happy Cola. Yes, that's really a stupid thing to say, you might say, but I don't really think it is that dumb. I think Happy Cola will not be finishing there, but it will be pretty close, yeah. But yeah, that's really dumb to say, but all of these 10 drivers are really good. So I just think Happy Cola will be the one finishing just behind the guys in the top five. And so next, coming in top five is just stepping on the top five will be KZ Muddy, the Red Bull driver of KZ Muddy. Yeah, I think he lacks a lot. Sea Ranger has been complaining about him, but I do think he will stay in the top five in the drivers. Yeah, he's finished a really good season last season. He won a sprint and he won a race. And I think that next season he will win, obviously. A race, he will win a race. The gaps are not gonna be like last season. They're gonna be really, really small. So I might have do an error. Like if you speak about Apicola, you can say yeah, he can win the driver next season. Though you don't see that there are a lot of driver who are just there. They're there for the win. So that's why I think KJ Mate will be fifth. Not much to say about him. He's he's obviously really really good. Um, and nothing coming in fourth is gonna be about him, but I think P4 will be Gamer Bosna. I might be crazy for this statement, but I think Gamer Bosna is an incredible driver, and I think he can bring some really nice results, and that's why I put him in fourth position. And this means now just the top three are left, which I'm already gonna tell you are Ronan, Serengil, and Fida. But who's gonna be P1, who's gonna be P2, and who's gonna be P3? You're gonna be finding out really, really soon. I put Gamer Bosna in P4 because mostly it's really I think he's really, really good. But I don't think he will be that good, you know? Even though I said the gaps are gonna be really, really close. Though he's not gonna be there. He's not gonna be in it in the podium because just climbing on the podium next season in the drivers will be the other Kick Sauber driver of Ronan. I think Ronan will be in P3. He will not be into the he will not be in P2, neither P1. He's just not there. He's not as fast as Sir Angel. And though he's fast, he's really fast, obviously. And now only Sir Angel and Feeder, there's the two left. I'm already gonna tell you. Um, yeah, I don't think like from the last races, I understand Ronan isn't he isn't he just isn't. I think he will not, at least, be there with Sir Angel and Feeder. Like between Ronan and Sir Angel, thinking about it, like the caps will not be that strict because obviously Sir Angel is gonna um, either do a shit season or is gonna dominate. That's what I think. And coming in second is McLaren driver, the guy who won Spain last season, Frida. The guy who got pole position in Las Vegas, coming back seemingly fat as hell, man. He was really fast. Though I think he will be Pete, so he will not be first. He will not win the driver championship because Sir Angel is Sir Angel. So yeah, I think FIDA will be beat, so he will have a really nice season. And first is gonna be Sir Angel, and second is gonna be FIDA. This means if FIDA is second, means for the second time, just like Ferrari, he will be a second time world champion. And the new statement will be Sir Angel domination could bore fans. And it will, because he will again win the driver championship. And that's that's it. The video's over. I really I'm gonna do two videos about reaction to this. One midway after halfway to the season and one at the end of the season, seeing how much I've got them wrong. I don't think I'm gonna do it at the end of the season. I'm gonna do it I think at September or August because I can't be there in July. And even on my PlayStation, so because I go at my another house of mine, and yeah, I'm not bringing my PlayStation, and yeah, that's it. Challenge is gonna be champion for me. The top 10 is gonna be really strict. I just think Crispy and Irfan are gonna be some points behind. And yeah, that's it. See you next time. Bye bye.